Welcome. In this gathering with you, I'm going to give a short talk unpacking some concepts and tools, perspectives for unpacking for the engaging of the flowering, the real blossoming of love within. And I'm going to guide us through a practice together. So, first, what's your experience of love? What's your current experience about love? Do you have the experience that it comes and goes? Do you have the experience that it's dependent on what somebody else is or isn't doing? Do you find that it does arise within you? What is your current experience about love? Let's be honest. Not what you want it to be or what the book says it should be or would be when you're fully enlightened, whatever that is. What is your experience around love currently? Maybe take a few breaths through your whole body. Let go on the exhale. Make space so that the looking is not just something you're thinking about, but you're actually sensing through your body. The body has an experience of love. The body does experience the flow of love. The body does experience the seeming absence of love. So scanning your body, what are you noticing your current experience is of love? Are you feeling flooded with love? Is it bursting at the seams? Are you overflowing? Do you feel distant from love? If you're feeling it all distant from love, or that love is kind of wavering in a way that can create anxiety or stress for you, take a few deeper breaths sweetly, slowly through your whole body as an act of self-compassion, and let go on the exhale. If we want to transform or change something, the first thing that's important is to notice what is and to accept and allow what is. Accepting and allowing doesn't mean we're voting for it to continue that way. It means we're giving up resisting something that seems challenging or that we don't like. We're giving up resisting it. And as we let go of the resistance, we become wider. We become more available to insights and intuitions to shift how things are. But as long as we're resisting it, we're giving the majority of our energy to keeping in existence what we don't want or don't like. So the first thing is to accept and allow what is. Slow the breath. Soften the body physically. It's like opening closed fists with your imagination, running that feeling through the body. And then in that softness and in that slowed down breathing, the thinking stream slows down. And we can see from a wider perspective, which allows for intuitive insights. So the truth of the matter, and this is my direct experience, is that love is actually always around us and in us. It's in every particle of the universe. The quantum mechanics teachers will tell us that all possible manifestations of that could be, exist in seed form in every particle. So all possibilities are in every particle. A particle is smaller than an atom. So all possibilities are here. Love, stillness, joy, feeling complete, feeling whole, feeling grounded, as well as challenging manifestations. Those are possible too. So love isn't given or taken. It's already here. Another way to say that in terms of our experience is that love isn't taken or given, actually. It arises within. Within what? Within your awareness. When you feel deep love with another person, where are you experiencing that love? Is somebody pouring a cup of it on your head? Nope. It's arising within. Your attention is becoming available to experiencing love within. And then as you learn how to rest your attention on the love that's unfolding within, it blossoms. It blossoms. And that's our subject, the blossoming of love within. I don't know about you, but for me, in my experience of life, sitting here at around 52 years, according to my driver's license, love makes everything more wonderful. Being in the mood or the feeling tone of love. And I'm not talking about, as one of my teachers recently said, like an 8-year-old at a birthday party, that kind of excitement. Love can be very simple and quiet, but very fulfilling. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be jumping up and down like the 8-year-old at a birthday party to count as love. There are many different moods and flavors of love. In fact, and I'm not going to unpack this here, in the tradition of devotional practices in yoga, bhakti, there are described to be 9 distinct flavors or moods of love. Friend, friend, lover, lover, parent, child are just a few of the flavors, just 3 of the 9. But we'll save that for another time. So love isn't given or taken, it arises spontaneously within. And there are practices and tools and perspectives that we can work with that make this more available to us in our direct experience, rather than something you're hearing me saying and you wish for and you're like, how do I get there? Can I get there? Yes, yes. 1, remind yourself regularly. Maybe put sticky note on your bathroom mirror and over your kitchen sink and at your work computer. Love is always here. Love is never not here. Love is always here. And then on that same note, you may put the prompts, the reminders. Continuously practice long, slow breathing and softening the body, minimally softening the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet as often as you can remember throughout the day. This relaxation is so important because the only things obscuring our experience of love are varieties and layers of tension that create like veils covering something up. The something that's covered is there all the time, but it's veiled with these coverings. And the coverings are of different forms of tension, tension that we know about and tension that's in the unconscious. And how do we recognize tension in the unconscious? Body sensations. The body keeps the score, as the famous Bessel van der Kolk book says. So when you notice physical tension and you have a practice, we have a practice of melting, meeting the tension, accepting that it's there, allowing that it's there, and then dissolving it by fully being with it, breathing into it, softening everything around it. That practice makes room for the blossoming of love. Now the thing is, so many of us are in such a hurried lifestyle with all of our different duties and responsibilities or desires and attachments that we hear about these practices, we may have tasted these practices, we may have even done some deep trainings or retreats experiencing the fruits of these practices, but they were just like peak states. They didn't stick around. And then it was kind of depressing when the peak state receded, which is what peak states do. Peak states are lovely. They give us faith in what's possible or show us more of what's possible. But when they don't stick around and then we go back to a familiar contraction or kind of feeling of something's missing, something's wrong, it can feel really depressing. So we want to be practicing ongoingly, have daily practices, and here's the big invitation, is to have periods of concentrated practice, more intensive practice. Said another way, more intensive exposure to spaciousness, wholeness, love, the presence of love. So we're going to do a practice together, a meditative practice. I'm going to guide you into a short meditation. So if you're doing another task and you can stop that, like you're driving and you can pull over, or you're doing it, just stop and pause. Give yourself the gift of this time. It's going to be a shorter practice. And then I'm going to talk about an opportunity that's available to you for concentrated practice and real profound support in that practice to really have a deeper marinating, cooking in, soaking in love, blossoming love, and practices that lead to stabilizing that. So we'll talk about that after the practice. Okay, so set up your meditative seat. So unless you have a medical condition that you need to lay flat, please be upright. There's energetic reasons for this, and we can talk about that at another time. Just trust me on this. If you need some back support, that's fine. And please sit in a chair if you're not comfortable sitting on the floor. This is really important. There's no more or less awakening or love in a chair than there is on the floor. I promise you. And I sit in a chair, if that's helpful. So it's fine to have back support. If you don't really need back support, then don't use it. Use your abdominal muscles pressed against your spine to help you elongate the spine and hold you upright. You're rising up like a gorgeous tree out of its root system. Yeah, your torso is rising up out of the pelvic bowl. So your sits bones are rooting into your seat. You might even press down a little bit just to feel that support physically. That can be anchoring and relaxing. Press your feet into the floor a little bit, your thighs into the chair or the cushion. Set your neck, head, and trunk up in a long line. You're sitting in a noble, dignified pose in a way that helps you to feel good about yourself and allows the breath to flow more freely. And you can gently close your eyes. And just feel the sensations of breathing without describing them to yourself. When your mind wanders, just gently, sweetly bring it back to feeling the sensations of breathing. There's a sensation slightly fuzzy at the tip of the nose, and please do be breathing through your nose unless your nose is blocked. So there's that fuzzy sensation at the nose. There's a temperature sensation across the back of your throat as the air moves in and out. It's cooler on the way in and warmer on the way out. You can feel this, sense this. And then there's the movement as the rib cage expands and releases, as the lungs fill and let go. You feel this. And now freshly bring a portion of your awareness, please, to the soles of your feet, and soften the soles of your feet with your imagination like you're opening a closed fist with your mind only. Make it up that it's easy. You're softening the skin on the soles of your feet, the tendons and connective tissue, and the muscles all the way to the bone. You can even inhale into the soles of the feet and let go on the exhales. That might empower this practice a bit sooner. And as you continue to soften the soles of your feet, please do the very same thing with the palms of your hands. Soles and palms, softer and softer and softer. Inhaling into any tension you might find and just letting go on the exhale. Make it up that letting go is easy. On the next inhale, allow your awareness to gather around the physical head, where you're now softening the four corners of your eyes. That's the inside corners and the outside corners. Softening, melting like butter on a hot day. And you're bringing that same softening with your imagination through the region inside and around your ears. You might feel a little jaw release as you soften this region. It's lovely. And finally, you're softening your tongue as it comes deeply to rest in the floor of your mouth, as you also soften all the little muscles throughout the pelvic floor, groin region, sphincter, PC muscle, letting go, letting go, letting go. And sweeping sweetly and softly through your body with breath. And now playfully softening all 6 points at the same time, infinitely softer, softening soles of the feet, palms of the hands, corners of the eyes, region of the ears, tongue, and pelvic floor groin region. Allow yourself to see, feel, or imagine the region in the center of the chest. It's about 3 to 5 finger widths inside the center of your chest. And it's a womb-like space. So while it's infinitely black, it's also infinitely warm and safe. It's a space of infinite possibility where anything could arise. Just relaxing into this stillness and this infinite blackness. And you can continue if you notice any forms of tension, letting go on the exhale, and letting them dissolve progressively, layer by layer, into the blackness, back into creative possibility. Allow yourself to begin to sense the way you would sense far, far away the sound and the feeling of 10,000 horses galloping towards your direction, but they're many miles away still, but you're just beginning to maybe feel a tremor, hear the subtlest of sound. There's a tremoring in this field of infinite blackness. Tremoring, and it begins to slowly intensify. It's the tremoring of the presencing of love within. It may feel to you like pulsation, a subtle pulsation, or a wave-like movement. An expansion, a feeling of expansion from some sort of a center that's everywhere and nowhere. It may even have the feeling of the momentum of a rose, a bud of a rose blooming into an open flower. Your breath is easy, slow, and sweet. And just gently hold this or introduce this thought, this feeling, this intention into this womb-like space of infinite possibility. I am willing to feel the blossoming of love within. I am willing to feel more of the blossoming of love within. The seeds of love are everywhere, hidden in plain sight throughout this field of infinite blackness within. Everywhere. And now playfully and sweetly, like a master gardener, offering water from the watering can to the seeds in the garden. Each inhale is your offering, gently and sweetly, of hydration and nourishment to the seeds of love to blossom within you. Each exhale softens your body to make room, melts any tension, making room for the blossoming of love within you. Let's sit together for a few minutes in this way. Leaving your eyes closed, complete the practice. Let it come to a natural resting point. Notice how you're feeling. Let your experience be whatever it is, knowing that each time you practice, it can and will go deeper. So let it be what it is, allowing and accepting how you feel. And if there's something wonderful and greater than you're used to, allow and accept this. Make room for it. You can take 3 deep breaths here to signal a transition. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can give a gentle stretch to your neck, which has been still for some time, letting the very last thing you do be the gentle opening of your eyes. Welcome back from practice. You can repeat that as often as you like, and you can even stop the video after I've given my introductory lead into the meditation so you can sit longer, as long as you want. Do make sure though, when you're coming out of meditation, to make a gentle, slow transition. This is very important. We often don't realize how deep we might have gone until we're coming out. And it's very important in the care of the nervous system to come out of a deep practice gently so we're able to more easily integrate it. So I said I was going to talk about having stronger experiences sooner and ways to do that through deeper practice. Occasions that can enhance and build the ability to live for longer periods of time, longer moments, and stabilizing the experience of love within. And wakefulness too, as that deepens and dawns. So one of the ways to do this is to be in a community that's practicing strongly and deeply together. And one of the most favorite of my offerings to do this, really the deepest program I offer, is on a quarterly basis. And it's called the Empowered You Meditation Intensive. It's a half-day retreat for your whole being. A half-day retreat for your whole being. And why is that valuable? Well, because we do go in and out progressively, start with shorter meditations that go deeper and longer, and other practices like working with empowered mantra, which for some of you is brand new, to have the experience of how a word in a language you don't necessarily speak can carry so much power to transform your consciousness and your experience of the moment. It's amazing. It's been a core practice of mine for over 30 years and continues to just astonish me and astonish the students that have leaned in and do work with it. So the intensive is an opportunity to work with that and guided contemplations and then tools and practices. I highly encourage you, if there's an upcoming intensive, and at this recording there very much is, to consider joining the intensive. And prior to the intensive, the week before the intensive, there's a prelude to the intensive that's offered to help you prepare, especially if you're new, but even if you've done a zillion different engagements with me, it's still a beautiful opportunity. I help you to set an empowering intention for your practice, guide us through a meditation that you can practice all the days leading up to the intensive, as well as give you practical tools and tips and suggestions for preparing for the intensive and or the particular theme we might be focusing on the upcoming intensive. At this recording, the theme of the upcoming intensive is identical to the title of our practice for this video, The Blossoming of Love Within. So you're invited, and you'll find a link to check all this out below this video. If you've got questions or comments, please, I'll do my best with them in the comments below the video. And if you're enjoying this, please like and share and subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful day, and feel free to practice this multiple times a day. This meditation that we did. You could do 5 minutes 3 times a day. And I guarantee you within about 5 days, you're going to notice some shifting in your experience of experiencing love already within and growing. See you soon. Namaste.